Everybody. Hello, I'm Melodies. Hi from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Is it started? Yes, it has started. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I hope you all had a good Christmas if you celebrate that. And I did. I had a good Christmas. I'm back. I thought, better not do it on Monday because it was Boxing Day here, but it still would have been Christmas Day for a lot of you, so no point. It would have been too quiet. Anyway, had the day off instead. I felt like I haven't worked for ages, but I worked last Friday. Isn't it weird how we can't keep track of the days around Christmas and New Year? I was sure that on Monday it was a Sunday, and I got all excited. I wanted to get some fish tacos delivered because Sunday is fish taco day. Imagine my disappointment. It's not Sunday, it's Monday. It's like, damn. And it felt so much like a Sunday too. But anyway, enough of the Christmas stuff. Let's do some channeling about twin flames, twin flame recovery, good relationships, how to get into them, all of that good stuff. I will be giving mini reads in here as well. So if you're on here live with me, if you're not on here live with me, come along live sometime. If you are on here live with me, check out the pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. It tells you how to get one of those mini reads. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in that pinned comment for your donation. You can also use Super Chat, Super Sticker here on YouTube if you want to. If that's easier for you, do that. And, excuse me, after you've done your donation, click on the contact. No. After you've I've gone into automatic pilot. After you do your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment with your question in. For your reading now, it can be very specific, your question. It can be a yes or no answer question, or it could be general, like general guidance from your higher self. Totally up to you what you want to ask. Whatever you want to ask is cool with me. Apart from timings don't work so well with readings because, of course, I'm reading the energy, and you are the one that is in charge of the timing of it, depending on whether you do what it takes to get there or not. So. Okay, I did my nails yesterday. It took me 5 hours. Well, it's the first time I've ever done a full set of nails. The red with the powder over the top of it, the powder just kind of dulls it down. I'm not that impressed with that powder. I won't be using that again. But I used some sparkles. It took me 5 hours because I didn't know you need to do, when you do it on yourself, you need to do one hand at a time. So I'd already done I took it off, took all the other stuff off, which took an hour in itself to do. This is gel nails, by the way. I'm learning. Oh my God, it took me all day. Honestly, it was like a full-time job yesterday doing my nails. And they're still not great, but they're pretty good for a first attempt, I think. So I'd done all the base coat for all of it. I was going to do this one and this one as accent nails, but with gold, what do you call it? Metal stuff. That stuff, you know? I can't remember what it's called. Chrome powder. So I was doing them two in black and then these in red, and then anyway, the chrome powder went everywhere and it looked terrible. It looked dreadful. So, and then when it was just such a mess. And because the chrome powder was everywhere, I needed to wash my hands, and then that messed up the undercoat or whatever you call it. I had to take it all off and start again. It took me 4 hours to do this hand. And I realized you do one hand at once. It took me 4 hours to do this hand, 1 hour to do this hand. And it's okay. I won't be keeping it for a long time, but 5 hours, yes. Hey, Somya. Mishra. Check out the pinned comment to see how you get a mini read. It tells you how to do it. So let's get some cards out. That was my day yesterday. I went training in the morning, and then that was that. And then I was starving at the end of it because I hadn't had lunch. But then it was like close to 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I thought, well, I might as well just hold out for dinner. And I went to the pool. The sun had already kind of gone behind the clouds. So that was my wasted day yesterday. Well, not wasted, because I did learn a lot. And hopefully next time it's going to be a lot quicker next time. So these are my New Year nails. Anyway, let's get some cards out. What do the guys want to tell us for the collective about relationships and stuff? So I'm back to my old decks again. Christmas is gone. And this morning I've already done the full moon in Cancer reading for the 7th of January. I'm into next year already. How was your Christmas, everybody? Was it good? So I've got Four of Pentacles. Is the energy of holding yourself back, keeping things to yourself. It's very interesting because I'm still in that full moon energy in Cancer. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Four of Pentacles, holding your energy back. Let me tell you a story. Because, we've been learning about how to have good relationships and what it is that we've been doing that has prevented that, our weird ways like codependency and stuff like that, and how that wrecks relationships and stuff. You weren't feeling it this year. I wasn't really feeling it this year. I did go out on Christmas night. I went out with my friend and we played pool, but it was someone's birthday, so it was more of a birthday party. I kept on forgetting it was Christmas. I can't really remember. It's been a bit of a blur because I had time off. It's all a bit of a blur. And I was drinking as well. I got some heavily, but just like every evening, I've got to stop that because it prevents me from getting the deep sleep at the start of the night. I hardly get as much deep sleep if I've been drinking. I was just having, a glass or two of the Baileys each evening, being Christmassy, but not anymore. What else did I do? There's a dancing kid out there. Getting to know my man a little bit more, getting excited about that, his plans and stuff, and where we might want to go together, things we might want to do together. It's all very exciting. Anyway, back to the Four of Pentacles, holding our energy back. Yeah, I wanted to tell you a story. Okay, so I had some. He asked me, Mr. Man. I don't know what to call him. Mr. Man. He asked me, Mr. Outdoors. Let's call him Mr. Outdoors. He asked me for some help around finding a place to live. Right? He's been here 4 years. I've been here 6 years. But it's looking for a place to live. So he didn't keep his old place before he went to the States for Christmas and New Year. He's looking for a new place and he's finding it hard to find that, right? So he's like, how can I find a place? And so I sent him links to Facebook groups that have the places for rent and stuff like that. And I was so proud of myself because I just did that and I left it in his hands. Old me would have gone on and there's this place, and I would have got too involved. I would have been codependent with it. I would have got too involved and I would have started looking for the places for him and stuff, being over helpful, And I didn't do that this time. I just gave him the leads and I thought, he's an intelligent guy, he can do it himself, right? So I did that. And anyway, it's not in my business either because he's thinking of moving to this island when he comes back. Isn't that cool? Ain't that cool? Anyway, that's exciting. So I've been doing that. But it reminds me of this, is I had to hold my energy back, right? I didn't have to hold my energy back. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I really want to do that. I didn't want to do it. And I just recognized that I didn't want to do it. And I recognized that old me would have done that, totally gone there. And I thought, good on you, Claire. I gave myself a pat on the back. Good on you. You're not doing that stuff anymore. You're not doing that codependent stuff anymore. Staying in your own lane. There's a Three of Cups here. Something about a get together. It could be reunion. It feels to me like you're not going to want to go there. Do you want to come to this, Claire? No, thanks. I'm moving on. That kind of thing. Yeah, check out the pinned comment. I can't say that now. If you want a mini read, check out the pinned comment. The comment's pinned up top of the live chat. That tells you how to get a mini read. It's by donation. So there's a PayPal link in there for your donations, or you can use Super Chat, Super Sticker here on YouTube if you want to. After you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment with your question in for your reading. So Three of Cups. There might be a get-together, a social gathering that you don't want to go to. You're changing your ways, holding back your energy a bit. Perhaps from the codependency, but perhaps to stay in your own lane. This could be not wanting to continue going to the places, doing the things that aren't really aligned with where you're moving forward and the relationships that you're moving forward to. The Eight of Swords. Feeling restricted. Restricted is what I just heard. So you're feeling restricted. How interesting. Feeling restricted. I don't know what that's about. Let's get some more out. Oh, it's nice to see the Lightseers Tarot again after all that fall, autumn, and Christmassy cards that I had. The Chariot. Because you want to move forward toward the victory. Okay. Curtailing yourself. This is all about curtailing yourself. This is about remember that card in the Christmas deck, in the Nightmare Before Christmas deck, the World card, with that no man's land in the middle of the trees. It's like that energy. We're in the no man's land at the moment. We know where we're headed. We're headed toward a really good relationship. We know where we've been. They're not that good relationships, especially the ones that have just been focused on, those that we thought were our twin flames, right? That were showing us a lot of dysfunctional energy. Now we're in the no man's land. And while you're in the no man's land, you have to keep on headed toward where you're going, right? And say no to the things that aren't that. So someone's suggesting a get together here. It could be a reunion. It's a what you're doing from your old person or something like that. And you feel bound, restricted, not wanting to do it. You want to head toward the new direction. So you're holding your energy back. What else? Page of Wands. Exciting news though. Something exciting coming in. And the Magician. You're manifesting it. Yes, this is me at the moment. So much excitement coming in. Can't wait. Page of Wands. Some exciting news and you're manifesting it. So it pays off. You're holding your energy back from those old people, old places kind of thing. It pays off. You get exciting news. It's manifesting. That means you're getting the signs that it's manifesting. It's on its way, but still feels no man land to me. No man's landish. Then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. It will move slowly forward. So when it sets off, it's not going to be like the Chariot. It's going to be slow movement forward, doing it right, you know? That kind of stuff. Six of Pentacles. Oh, and that reminds me, yeah, I'm getting kind of a few offers from men at the moment. And I'm holding my energy back from that. And I know I'm going to pursue this line that I'm decided to pursue. That is it's a go from me so far. I'm wanting to pursue it. So it could be around that. This is the what you're doing kind of card. Three of Cups. Proceeding slowly toward reciprocation. Okay, so reciprocation, making sure something is reciprocating along the way. So you make some effort, they make some effort, and that kind of thing. So getting slowly into something or headed towards something that's going to be reciprocal, holding your energy back from everything that isn't that, not caving into it just for something instead of nothing. It's very much saying stay on course there. Stay on course toward what it is that you want. Now, you might be like me, you're already talking to someone and it's looking good toward reciprocity, but you never know. I'm taking it slowly. Like, you just never know, right? So, like I said to him the other night, because he's like 12 hours difference than me. So we can only talk like first thing in the morning and last thing at night. But I said, I hope that there's chemistry between us in person when we meet. And he's like, yeah. That would be really good. That would be really good because we've got so much in common, and especially to the future of the stuff that we want to do, so much in common. And so that would suck if we kind of got together and there's no chemistry there. That would suck. But you might be in a position where you're just like in the no man's land, not got your sights on anyone at the moment, but knowing very clearly what it is that you want, especially around the reciprocation. Okay. Healthy relationships, reciprocal relationships. What's everyone doing for New Year? I haven't decided yet. Well, I don't know yet. I haven't even checked out what's going on. on this little island of mine. It's been crazy. Like, it's full. The roads are crazy. So much traffic. People that don't know how to ride scooters, very young ones. Apparently, Christmas Eve was just very, very dangerous out there. A lot of young people, extremely drunk, and all over the roads and everything. Locals were saying it was terrifying. But it's crazy season right now. I will get out there in it though, in amongst it, in the crazy stuff on the beach, probably for New Year's. Okay, what have we got here? We've got the page of emotions. It's very bright outlook page of emotions. It's that imagining and imagining the best, imagining falling in love, imagining it all working out, imagining that just fantastic things. It's beautiful energy, page of cups energy. It's really promising, and it's when we get into that fantasy as well, which can be a detrimental thing if the reality doesn't match the fantasy, right? So we've got to make sure that we don't do that too much, do this too much. But we want to get into this energy. If you've got a good back and forth with someone, you want to get into this positive. You're like, yeah, it would be amazing. We don't want to be pessimistic about it, but we still want to stay switched on, right? To what's actually going on. You go to a friend's party or karaoke bar. Yeah. Well, I spend a lot of time by myself, really. I didn't go walking on Christmas Day with the pre-pro guys probably didn't know about that. I was invited to go for a walk to the beach, the secluded beach that I walk to some mornings by myself, with all of the Muay Thai orphans, so all of the people that at my gym who are staying here, and haven't got family and stuff like that for over Christmas anyway. So the owners of that were taking them all walking Christmas morning to that beach and spend some time at that beach and then come back. And I wanted to do that with them, but when I woke up on Christmas morning, my psoriasis on the inside of my arm here, and it started a bit on that arm too, and up here as well, getting a bit of it up there too. Reactions, got contact dermatitis, reactions from soaps and laundry and stuff. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Everything bugs me. So it was really flaring up. I thought I cannot walk because walking it rubs against my clothes. It was just hurting too much, and so I couldn't do it. That was a shame. So I just kind of stayed and did not very much at all. Hey, Maria. Page of emotions. Being in the fantasy in a way, but not in a bad way. We don't want to do it in a bad way anymore. Be in the fantasy when we've got no evidence of it. We want to be in the positive fantasy when we are looking forward to it. You do too, Maria. My the boss yesterday when I went training, the boss there, he said he gets it too, and he found a cream here. He said he's been to the doctors everywhere, America and here and everywhere, and they never gave him anything to sort it out. But someone told him about this cream that you can get from the pharmacy here. Gave me the name of it. Said that really works for him, so I'm going to try that out. At the moment, I've got CeraVe Healing Ointment. That seems to be doing really good to help it out. Have you tried that one, Maria? CeraVe Healing Ointment. I tried some like mini sizes of it, and I just bought because it's good. It's really soothes it. It's like an ointment, like a cross between, what do you call it? Vaseline. If I put Vaseline on it, it irritates the hell out of me. I cannot use that, and that's meant to be like the most benign, isn't it? But no, I cannot use it. But it's like a mixture between. It's a bit of a smoother version of that. Anyway, enough about psoriasis. I'm over it. Oh my god, it's been for months now. Anyway, Ace of Materials. Ace of Materials is about a seed being planted. Chicken's got a Christmas collar on. Chicken, ring your bell. It's just Santa Claus. See ya. I'd let you see her. Just checking for cats. The other two cats have been in because of it's nice and cool this time of year. It's exactly 23 degrees, but it's about the same outside at the moment, early morning, which is nice and cool. So I've been turning the aircon off, opening when I'm not working, opening the windows and the doors and letting the breeze fly through and reading books, and it's been so nice. So nice. Ultraviolet light treatment worked. Oh, completely clear. Is it a weather thing for you, Maria? Does it get worse in the colder weather? Mine does. Anyway, back to the Ace of Materials. It's a seed planted that can grow to be something really good, long-lasting. And as such, we need to nurture it and be very careful with it. I'm talking about ourselves, I'm talking about a relationship, but mostly about ourselves. You're either nurturing this in yourself at the moment, or you are taking it into a new relationship. Depends what you're ready for. So I'm getting both for this no man's land kind of thing. Some of you are focused on someone at the moment, some of you aren't yet. 23 degrees. Are you thinking other? Are you thinking Fahrenheit? We don't work in Fahrenheit, the rest of the world, by the way. Celsius. It's 23 degrees. And in the height of the day, in the afternoon, it'll be about 27, 28. I love this time of year because it's just nice. It's just perfect temperatures for me. And the sun's not too hot either. You can be out in the sun without burning instantly. In the summer, it's just too hot. But it's gorgeous temperatures here now. You can do stuff, Exercising is more comfortable. You're not sweating as much. Oop, there's Mr. Outdoors. And it's just nice. It's 27 degrees really cold. I've been hearing how cold it is there. I would die. I would surely die. Minus 23 he was in the other day. Nah, not for me. Ace of Materials. So a seed has been planted within you, and it could grow to be something really good. Stay on track is what this reading has said. And be careful about that page of emotions energy. Yeah, use it, but don't use it to make up stories about someone that isn't that, Hey, Laura. So 23 degrees. It's room temperature. What you'd call room temperature. It's nice. That's with the aircon on. But the temperature's not that different outside at the moment. Nighttime temperature. Four of emotions. Yeah, so it's the opposite way around here. I tend to get more of a tan in winter than I do in the summer. In the summer, it's too hot. You can't be out in it, You lay out for 3 minutes and you're burned. Even riding my bike, I get this. So I got sun damage up here. Yeah, but in the winter, can be out for a while. I can actually do stuff, go swimming and things like that without burning to a crisp right away. I noticed the difference between the UK when I moved to Australia. Australians sing about, English sing about finding a place in the sun. Australians sing about finding a place in the shade. And that was my first kind of foray into it being switched the other way around. People say it must be so nice in summer. No, it's not. It's too hot in summer. You have to be inside all the time. So in cold countries, you have to be inside all the time in the winter. In hot countries, you have to be inside all the time in the summer. And it's really nice at night. Minus 10 Celsius. That's not warm. That's freezing. I can't handle the cold. Four of Emotions. Four of Emotions is about an offer coming in from the universe. The universe is bringing you someone new, a new kind of an experience. It has you looking at the past. Yeah, those 3 cups. that weren't working, but it has you looking at them for a good reason, right? That we've had these false twins for good reason, because we've learning through them these dysfunctional ways. And for some of you, it's about this, because this page of emotions, I was feeling this, that the readings are this sometimes, the false fantasy, the positive readings, right? And they're the ones that do the best on YouTube too. It drives me crazy because I want to do my job properly to help people out. But my YouTube channel tanks whenever I do. But if I'm doing page of emotions stuff, telling you how great it's going to be, the YouTube channel does really well. People don't want the truth. It sucks. But anyway, we've got to look at those empty cups. We've got to focus on that and look back and go, okay, what did I do? On how did I do it, and why did I choose it, and why did I continue down that path when it wasn't it? Some of us have been continuing down paths with the wrong people just to try and kind of make something work, as if dating, as if finding someone is finding someone that you've got a connection with and then trying to make it work from there, instead of getting to know people and then ascertaining whether it already is working or whether it could work, whether they've got the ingredients to work. And so that page of emotions energy can be quite destructive in the wrong hands. I can do it. I can get in that fantasy instead of seeing reality, the reality of, what someone's actually doing or not doing. Get caught up in that fantasy. It's very enticing. Like I said, we start relying on readings, and instead of connecting with our person, and we've got this fake connection through readings with our person, it's not even real. Scary. I don't want to be that. I've told the guys that I don't want to be that. I don't want to be leading people down the garden path with these readings. But this card is saying, but you needed to be led down the garden path to show that you're easily leadable down the garden path. And we have to start believing in reality much more. What someone is showing us, actually showing us what they're doing, what they're saying, and all that kind of thing. And instead of being in that fantasy about somebody in particular, should be about being the fantasy and the positive things when it's happening, or before it's happening, of what tuning into what it is that you want. But when you've got someone in front of you that isn't giving you that evidence, don't start making it up. That's what it's saying. So there's 3 cups here. A new cup is coming in with a totally different experience, but this is saying, but you need to focus on these 3 cups, like the spilt cups, the ones that weren't full, and ask yourself how you got into it, or why you stayed into it and stuff like that. And 2, how were you telling yourself that the cup was full? What were you doing? Got gel underneath my nails. So it's a time to look back. It is very much no man's land at the moment, and it's very interesting that this energy is coming out after I was up earlier this morning, after I did the full moon in Cancer, which is on the 7th of January energy. And so all of this could be the lead up to that full moon. No man's land energy, while you're really getting clear on getting at heart on what your piece of the pie was, what you did or didn't do, where you trip yourself up. It's hard when you're an energy reader to show you. Yeah. Sometimes we do need to be led down the garden path. I get it. They've told us about that. Carrots, I call them. And they've told me why they do these carrots, because we need to go there. We need to believe it. But sometimes it's just to show us that we're easily led on and that we're not based in reality. We need to be based in reality for abundance, for relationships. We do. It's one thing that the guides told me a while ago. They told me that I was asking them for the wrong things. They said, we're here for the spiritual stuff, for the guidance and stuff like that. Ask us for guidance. Don't ask us for money. Don't ask us for a relationship. Ask us for guidance. You're there on this is what they're saying to me. You're there on the material plane. You're the one that's there having the physical experience, not us. We're the backup for guidance and stuff. Ask us for the guidance. Don't ask us for the stuff on the material plane. You're the one there doing the material stuff. You get that from the material plane, not from us. It's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this is about kind of mastering the magician energy, knowing where the resources are and how to use them and not misplacing them, not asking the spiritual for the material stuff. Ask for help and ask for guidance and all of that kind of thing, which is what we're doing in here, by the way. There's also a place for this page of emotions as well when we've been very disheartened and all of that. That positive thinking is very appealing to those that are hurting. And it's a good energy for the ones that are hurting because it brings them out of that. But once you have gone through that healing phase of needing to be soothed and brought out of like a depressive kind of a state, then it's time to even come out of that and get on with life on the material plane with guidance from the spiritual plane. Okay. 5 of materials. You got to do this by yourself. You're out on your own here. You're not out on your own. You've got guidance, but you are the one having this physical experience. So it appears that you're alone here. Because your spiritual team, they're all in the ethers. The Hermit, the other card of being alone too. Wow. This is your path to walk. You got to do it. You're the one here on the material plane. You're the one that's going to create this amazing relationship that you're on the track to. You'll be watching this, and if you weren't on the track to that. But there's a whole lot of learning to do to get ourselves there. Okay. Because relationships are about relating, right? So it's how we do it here. Just like abundance is like how much we can share with the world and more and more people. If you've got a product or a service or something like that, a lot of people want, and you figure out a way to get it out to a lot of people, you're going to get a lot of abundance back for that. And just do it for a few people. You're just going to get a bit of abundance. So abundance is the same. Abundance in relationships. I got a lot of gel underneath my nails. A bit messy. What else? Ace of Inspiration. But it's an exciting new start. You can do things very differently and have a completely different experience. Ace of Inspiration that can really go somewhere, you know? It's that fire, that passion, that this could actually happen. This is rooted in reality. It could actually happen. It's all looking positive. Does anyone want a mini read? Quiet in here, are we? Yes, it's quiet. Oh, it's those 2 cards. Okay. I've missed these decks. Have we been programmed to believe that we need a partner? Yeah, we do. We need social interaction. That our makeup, we are social creatures, and you can get that social interaction from other people. Sure, we have a desire. It's an inbuilt thing, the animals that we are, to have a partner. Yes. So it's not like just a construct of society or anything like that. It's not. It's fundamental to our well-being as well, which is kind of why I upped my pursuit of the actual real deal instead of just waiting around. Is that especially in menopause, some detrimental things that can happen to you if you're not in a relationship. But It's true that our well-being, we have, if we're in a good relationship, it's much better for our well-being than being single. Now, to get into a good relationship, I think that you need to be okay by being alone, right? I think everyone needs to do that before can get into a good relationship. You need to be happy by yourself, right? Um, but I do believe that there'll always be that pull to be in relationships. The oxytocin, people say, like, oxytocin has been kind of hijacked by spiritual and well-being kind of people saying that, hug for more than whatever seconds and you get this release of oxytocin. No, you don't. Oxytocin is the stuff of breastfeeding and sex. It's the very intense, intimate, the most intense intimacy. You don't get it from hugging your mates for more than 8 seconds or whatever. You don't. So that's a fallacy, and we do need that. We need that oxytocin. We need that depth of connection and intimacy to be healthy. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been on an oxytocin deficit for a very long time now. So it's not a construct, but I know what you mean. It's very healthy to be happy by ourselves before we try and enter one of those relationships. Holding our energy back, right? Same as we had before, the Four of Materials. Holding our energy back, saying no to things. We don't need to be around people all the time. A friend of mine, she said, if I were you, I'd just like be playing. Because she sees all the attention that I get from guys. And I said to her, if you were me, you wouldn't be. if you were me, you wouldn't do that. You realise, no, it's not what I want. You never get what you want if you do that. Anyway, that was funny. Ton of inspiration to put down some burdens first. If you burden yourself, unburden yourself. Some burdens to put down first. Especially around proving yourself or feeling like you need to prove yourself for love or, impress people. We all do that, right? We want to impress people. It's kind of cute. On Tinder, because I'm still on Tinder, because you'll only communicate with me through Tinder at the moment. And so, of course, there's a lot of locals on there. It's not ideal. But you see it in people's photos. We want to look our best, right? And you see them puffing up the chest and the big fish as well. So I don't think that we want to see big fish. Oh my God. But yeah, they try and, impress. There's an element of that in all of us, right? We want to look nice. We want to impress them. We want to tell them how great we are and all of that. But we can take it beyond that and to try and show them how great it would be in relationship. Ooh, that's a tricky area, that. Sticky, tricky. By giving a lot to them. Oh, that's when we're headed in dodgy territory, that. Setting up at the start of a relationship, like the I'll do anything for you kind of thing. Annie! Thank you. Thanks for your donation, Annie. Let's get your question. Is there someone new coming in for me? Or will you rekindle your relationship with your ex? Let's find out. Is Annie rekindling with ex? No. Got someone new coming in. You got someone new coming in. Let's find out about that. What are Annie's lessons? Oh. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he was talking. He mentioned a bit in it about got the wrong camera, about menopause, and he said that he thinks that all the symptoms of menopause are based around one, and that is the body of a menopausal woman being unable to regulate her temperature properly, which leads to lack of sleep, and the rest of the symptoms are due to the lack of sleep. And I'm like, yes, I figured that one out as well. It is. Temperature regulation is still off, but it's not the hot flash stage anymore. I don't have them anymore. Thanks to Black Cohosh. Anyway, getting distracted. Someone new for Annie. Oh, yeah. You're going to have a period of quiet first, and not a lot going on, while you realize you deserve much better and you're innocent and don't need to fix things from the past. You didn't do wrong. It's not like you've got bad relationship karma because you need to fix the past and you did wrong and you say you don't deserve a good relationship. That's not it at all. Just made bad choices along the way and yeah, fallen over. That's okay. Still deserve love and all of that. And so when you realize your innocence and what you truly deserve, that's when someone's going to come in. Thank you, Laura. Accept the unexpected and breathe. Ooh. Okay. Something unexpected is going to come along. It feels like someone from the past to me. You're going to have to breathe through it. This isn't for you to get back together with them because that said that the crystal said that that's not happening. But they're going to come back and try, and it's for you to gain more information. When someone comes back into our life, it can be, especially if we've done some work on ourselves, it can be very revealing when we see their energy again and we go, oh, what the hell was I thinking being with that person? Or we see something much more clearly again from our changed energy. It's going to be testing. You're going to have to breathe through it. But so this is saying you're someone new coming in, but first you've got another test. You've got a bit of downtime with nothing happening, then you've got a test when someone comes back from the past. And that's going to be tricky, but it's going to give you the aha and the release that you needed from it. So you've got that to look forward to, Annie. Laura, high self-guidance for you, Laura. Anyone else want one? Laura. What are we getting? Be still, keep quiet. It's like that rest, that no man's land, you know? And touch, little bit. Right. A period of quiet time for everyone. Oh, you've got innocent too. No way. We're getting the same cards. So you've got a quiet period at the moment, Laura, with a little bit going on, but not a lot going on. Nothing major moving forward. I think this might be the case for everyone, until perhaps after the ahas of the full moon in Cancer on the 7th of January. Again, it's like go within and find that innocence. We've got something good coming in 2023, all of us. But in order to bring it in, we've got to be realizing that we deserve it and stop with that internal dialogue of like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I have this? What did I do wrong? Why didn't I manage to make that work out? All of that isn't helpful. It's helpful to look at our patterns and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. That internal dialogue is the go within card. Go within to find your innocence. We deserve a lot. Right. I had a conversation with Mr. Outdoors, and he was asking me who my favorite author was. And I said, I haven't read fiction for such a long time. And I'm been reading these abuse books and all of that, right? Attached and about PTSD and all of that, and finding it quite hard going. And I thought, you know what? I should read fiction again. So as I was thinking that around that time, I got an email through from Amazon about discounted novels and stuff like that, or $2 or whatever. And so I just went and bought a heap of them. And I thought, all right, over Christmas, I'm going to read novels. Right? And so I'm like, give myself a break from all of this PTSD and learning stuff, and just give myself some time to do something else. Anyway, so I bought these books. First one, click on it on my Kindle and start reading it. It's about a little girl with PTSD, and I'm like, guides, give me a break. Like, I wanted something like lighthearted. And so I read that, and it was her dad, a little girl's dad, that was more of the PTSD kind of person. But okay, it was interesting. That's another thing too, is that yes, okay. Who was asking me? Dahlia. Yes, connection. After trauma, it's the antidote. Connection and intimacy and all of that. When we've been traumatized, we can keep that away from us, keep that at bay, keep people's at arm's length and all of that. And the actual antidote to the fix, the actual healing comes through secure connections. And so there's a lot in that. It's actually part of our journey. It's very healing to be in a healthy relationship. So there's that too. So I read that book, and then I read another book. There was elements of trauma in there too. And then the book that I started yesterday, I had to stop because it was too traumatic. It's about like a battered wife. Starts off like with this horrendous situation. I'm like, holy crap. It's like, is this what all these books are about, or is the universe not giving me a break from all of this learning? If anyone else wants a mini read, get your donations in. I'm going to move to the other tarot now because I want some depth behind all of this. The Book of Shadows tarot. So we're in a no man's land at the moment, pulling our energy back in a way from things while we figure stuff out about ourselves and the stuff that we did in the past that wasn't the best for us in relationships. And what else? Well, everyone in the mini read is discovering their innocence. I've got good stuff coming in January. You're welcome, Laura. The I Ching, the answer in the question, the questions in the answer. The answer's right in front of our nose, I just heard. It's right in front of our nose. We're asking, the questions that we're asking, the universe is saying, it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. It's right in front of your nose. The Maiden of Air. Shiva. The Maiden of Air shares a song with the creatures of the air. She encourages intuitive, spontaneous, and joyful communication. All about communication right now, and joy, and being spontaneous and all of that. Do get into new things. Hold your energy back from old things, for sure. But do allow yourself to get into new things at the moment. The Five of Earth is about staying the course, yes. It's about the water is stronger than rocks because it stays the course. It continues to chip away at that rock. That's what I was getting from this energy. The Chariot is like, just continue on the course. You are going to get, now is not a time to go, oh, this is just pie in the sky. There's no decent relationships out there. I'll just go out with Joe down the road. No, don't do it. Tell ya, will you have a kiss on New Year's? Let's find out. No. Oh, that sucks. No. That's the energy right now, though. You can always change that. New Year's. Freedom and be firmer. Yeah, it's this energy, more and more of the same, more of the same. You need to be firmer in that. I'm free of this. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm headed toward what it is that I want. So, being firmer in your freedom, and it could just be that you get the offers kind of thing around New Year, and you think, nah, nah. You need to be clear in order to get what you want. So, yeah, you might get the offers around New Year, but you'll be clear on what you want and say no to it. Be firm in that freedom, being free of it, and headed toward what it is that you truly want. It's very powerful energy for the universe that when we go, I want this kind of thing and I won't accept anything else. I'm going to say no to everything else. The universe goes, oh, she's serious. She's serious this time. Let's give her what it is that she wants. My life is getting into boats again. Mr. Outdoors wants to get a boat. I'm so excited. Talking about going to the Whitsunday Islands in Australia as well, and also the islands here. Exploring them more. I can't wait to get out on boats again. Wow. I didn't expect that. I thought my life was headed more in the gym direction and being on this island. This island will be a base for sure. I'm excited. Thanks for your donation, Dahlia. So stay the course. Allow yourself to be spontaneous, but don't go for old energy or repeats of old energy. Christmas! Yule. Yule's the death card. Needs to be a big change. There was... I speak French. And there's a lot of French here at the moment. There's a family right there. A couple and the young daughter. She's got to be about 4 or 5. And they go swimming about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is when I tend to go in as well. Lately. Now I'm not training in the afternoon. Now I'm only doing one lot of exercise a day. And so, I put my bikini on and go out there and have a swim, get straight in the pool, swim to the other side. Anyway, they were in the pool and I swam to the other side. By the time I got to the other side, she was like hushed tone, but having a go at him. And she was having a go at him for looking at my body as I was getting in. Now, I hadn't even noticed that he was looking, but she obviously did. And she was like, how embarrassing, you just embarrassed me and all of this kind of thing. And so they're pretty much having like this hushed tone argument, but everyone could hear it. And obviously thinking that no one could understand them, but it seemed that everyone could understand them. And so I was like really awkward then, because when I was getting out of the pool, they were still having this argument. And I'm like, this is really embarrassing for me. Like, she shouldn't have been embarrassed. I was embarrassed to be the subject of this argument. I've got nothing to do with them, either of them. Anyway, the little girl would like say something and they would tell her to shh, because they tell her to shh all the time. She's not allowed to make a noise apparently. And they're having this argument, but she can't say a word. She's getting more and more frustrated, this little girl, so she's acting up. There's I'd got on the sun lounges and there was an English couple next to me who can obviously speak French too, because they were like, we were all like stifling laughs, especially when the little girl was getting involved and acting up. And then the guy from this English couple was going back to his room, and he said in really clear French to them so that he'll see them later. At which point the couple went really quiet. And a couple of minutes later, he said to her in French, what if she could understand us? Oh, what? People, never presume that people around you don't understand the language that you speak. I don't care if it's looking at. A lot of people look after my body. There's not many people that have like muscles. And even on Christmas Day, there was little baby. She kept on squeezing my bicep. So cute. Karen, K, thanks for your donation. Where's your relationship with your child's father going? Oh, tricky. Okay. Your relationship with your child's father. Oh. Okay. Right. It's tricky, isn't it? Because we break up with them because it's not the best relationship, and then we need to try and have a relationship with them in the glaringly obvious state of them not being able to have that kind of relationship. But we've got to try and make it work, even though they don't want to make it work. And they're not even open to listening. It's hard. It is. It's hard. Right. So, what can I say here? You've got communication issues with this person. Very difficult to be heard by them. Like, I'm just getting like, no, I can't hear you. They're in that energy, childish energy of no, I can't hear you. Not even that they're not trying to make an effort to understand, but they're in an effort, a distinct effort to not understand, to not hear you. Now, that is not a reflection of you and how you're communicating. But in order to have effective communication, it needs to be a two-way job. When someone is in the no, I can't hear you energy, there's no way around that. There's nothing that you can do to change that, because that's their stuff, right? So choose to change and be firmer. That is that kind of an energy of like, when you are like this, there's no getting through to you. I cannot communicate with you. One-sided communication doesn't work. Being really firm in that and saying, while you're like this, there will be no communication. You're going to have to put your foot down. When someone's been a child, we have to be like the mother and get stern and put them in the place and have firm boundaries and say, well, then there is no resolution here. There is no talking. There is, while you're going to be like this, there's none of that. You're going to have to step into mother energy, and that perhaps is why the relationship failed, because you're already in that mother energy with them. It sucks. It's like you learn the lesson and then you had children with them. You've got to continually face what you did, what you chose. Childish partners, childish exes. Ugh. Have that. So that's for you. Okay, sorry to hear that you're in that experience. I think a lot of us that have exes, children, feel for you. Morgan, I've not got an email about your donation, but let me check. Sometimes the emails don't come through fast. Oh, if at all. But I can check. Morgan. No, I haven't got a donation from you. Did you try and do one? Okay, back to the cards. We've got Yule. Yule is about death and rebirth. Something needs to end within you. You're welcome, Kay. When my body fat percentage was very low, well, it was like about 18. I'm about 25 now. I've put a bit of weight on. But when you can't see you can see the top of my abs. You can't see the rest of it. You've got to have very low body fat percentage to see abs. And it's very hard to keep that up, that low body percentage, fat percentage up. But when I did have like 80%, 18% fat and all my abs were visible, wow, everyone stares. And I get it. It's very unusual. And of course they're going to stare. I was staring at myself too in the mirror. It's a feat. It's quite a feat. And people should be stared at when they do that, because it's very difficult to keep your body percent that low. A little bit easier to get abs, but to make them visible, not easy at all. So I wouldn't have had a go at him for looking at me. Apparently it's very embarrassing to her. It's French, probably a cheat. They like the ties, are very loose with marriages. Book of Shadows is the Hierophant energy, and Ostara is Temperance energy. We're talking about commitment and hope here. It is out there, you know. If it is commitment that you're after, when I put myself on Tinder this time, there's a lot in the last few years since I've been on there. There's a lot of different options that you can choose. You say whether you're looking for like short term or just friendships or flings or long term serious relationships. I just checked that box, just long term serious relationships. I'm not on there for any other reason than that. Just, you know, to tell people. They also have this option of like, if you're an early bird or a night owl, it's good to have that kind of information on someone and to put that out there as well, because I cannot be with a night owl. It just wouldn't work. And yeah, I only want to be with someone that wants something long term. Now, the one that I've met, or not met yet in person, but I'm talking to, single for about the same amount of time, just over 2 years, and by himself, looking for a long term too. So it is out there. Book of Shadows. It is out there. So if any of you have been telling yourself a story that it's not out there and there's nobody wants that, thank you, Morgan. It's not true. They are out there. There's not many of them. The Hierophant, Book of Shadows. Holy sacred. Yeah, it's someone that's keeping themselves sacred. It's someone that's in this same kind of an energy that holds their energy back from what it is that they don't want to. The sacred makes themselves known. They reveal themselves, him or herself. We begin with a blank book. That book holds nothing except every possibility that exists. Just as we create our future with each moment we live, so we create our personal magical journey with each page of our Book of Shadows that we fill. The world is our classroom. What lessons will manifest and shape your path? You know what I'm getting from this is that someone is going to be like the same place as you, wanting a long-term relationship, but having gone through similar lessons to you as well, and similar deductions from those lessons. Stara. So you're both looking for the same thing, and it's very specific, and that's why you have to hold your energy back from everything that's unlike that. If you're looking for something very specific, it's not going to be everywhere. You know, there's not going to be like a million people around you like that. Temperance. Life is becoming more prevalent than death. So we've got the Yule card there, and then Ostara, which is Easter, with that spring kind of an energy, saying that we're getting We've been in the no, 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 not that one, not that, that's not what I want for a long time now. And we're headed into the life coming in. More life than death. More. For those of you who are like, is there no end to this healing? Do I have to just like continuously have lesson after lesson, meeting people that I don't want? I want to meet someone that I do want. I want those positive lessons now. I want to test myself. Can I have a good relationship like this? For those of you like that, this is saying yes, headed into that now with someone who has had similar lessons, so they're in this on the same page as you. Thanks, Morgan. Two. One, a teeny tiny one. That's cute. A normal donation and a teeny tiny donation. Let me just pull a couple more cards out before I get to you, Morgan. Okay. The answer is yes if you're asking those questions. There is an end to the healing in that kind of a way. You're not going to be confronted with more no's. Well, you are until you aren't. You know what I mean? Until you realize, until you're getting really good at the no's, you're not going to get to the yeses. And that is always the way in everything. It's like the way in business. You start a business and you get all the people, the customers. Like when I started, I was attracting like people that didn't want to pay anything, people that didn't have money, just all the customers that are not your customers kind of thing. You got to get past all the no's first before you start getting to the yeses. Same with relationships. We've got the 9 of Earth, the cow, being happy enough with there in the field, being happy enough. Be happy enough where you're at right now. Time of satisfaction, satiation. There's enough of everything, and it's all very enjoyable. Like a perfect summer evening or a sunny spring afternoon, all's just right. The wisest thing to do is nothing. You know, it still seems to amaze me that I thought, okay, it's time to get myself out there. I put myself on Tinder thinking, I'm going to have to brace myself for all the no's. The first one, the first match was a really good match for me. The one that I'm talking to now. That blows my mind. I'm like, you kidding me? I'm more ready for this than I think. That the universe matched us up right away. First person to get in touch with me. It was pretty cool. Perhaps some of you are ready for it as well. Perhaps some of you are bracing yourself for more of those no's, and it's not time for the no's anymore because you've been doing the no's for a long time. Ooh, the 8 of Fire. It's the merman. It's Neptune. Neptune. What you doing? No matter what chaos ensues, there's some chaos to ensue, is there? Neptune stands calmly in the middle of it all, confident and somehow in control, and rather enjoying the ride. It's hunky too. The 8 of Fire lulls us into daydreams and fantasies. Logic takes a back seat as our soul craves mystery and illusion. Once the mind is quieted and open, we begin to accept and then embrace the possibilities of dreams coming true. That's that positive page of emotions. And Neptune knows that belief is the first step toward creation. Someone's going to come in, this is going to seem too good to be true, and it's all going to work out like it is for me, and it's going to be like, is this real? Is this for real? Or am I deluding myself like I used to in the past? It's just waiting for me to drop that. I know it was. For sure. Drop the focus on that one. But he taught me so much. He was a good placeholder as well. Morgan, thanks for your donation. Morgan, is there a message from Spirit for you regarding your love life? Message from Morgan about our love life. I'm presuming that you're female. You might not be. I know a Morgan. That's a man. Morgan. Morgan. Oh, be vulnerable about abundance. Okay. Abundance. This can get... Okay, your vulnerability around abundance can make you feel too vulnerable to get into a relationship. Like, what if you don't have enough to keep up with them? Or how can I even admit my financial situation? No matter what it is, it doesn't mean like, you're not doing very well financially. It could be that, but it doesn't have to be. It could be the other way around too. This is vulnerabilities around abundance getting in your way of relationships. Yeah, it could be either way. It could be like you've experienced being in a relationship and you're the one with more money than the other and you don't want to admit that anymore because of the way that it went. Perhaps you taking more charge of the finances and stuff. Yeah, your vulnerabilities around money. So it seems to me like you might have somebody on the way to you who is a good match, but you would be wary to get involved with them because you have vulnerabilities around abundance. This could be like you're headed toward great abundance. The person that's meant for you has got great abundance too. But you're not quite there yet, or you're not feeling like you're there yet, and you're kind of not open to that. Or it could be that you have too many times got into it. Maybe you're in a very independent energy and it's been more comfortable for you to get into relationships with those that aren't as abundant as you, so that you've got the controls there. It could be that too. I don't know. You know your situation anyway. You've got vulnerabilities about abundance and it's getting in the way of your relationships. Trust yourself and willingness. Right. So to get yourself out of this vulnerability about money and how it impacts relationships, you need to trust yourself more. This could come out as like not trusting others, but this is saying that you need to be willing to trust yourself. It's more about trusting yourself than it is trusting someone else. This could be about this could be about getting into a relationship and keeping what's yours as well, like not going all in. I don't know what your situation is with abundance, but there's something now you need to look into that because it is getting in the way of your relationships. I hope that makes sense to you. And abundance and love, same, all source energy. So it's not just about money. There's something about you receiving in there. Because once we're just open to it all, it's abundance and love that comes in. What else should we put out? You're welcome, Morgan. Everyone, join our Facebook group if you're on Facebook. I asked for Mr. to add me on Facebook and he said that he didn't have social media. And I told my friend and I said to him, my friend says that you're lying about the social media thing. And he said, well, I do have Facebook, there's only family on there. The last people that I added on there are my grandchildren. If I were to add you on Facebook, the whole family would be asking about you. I will only add someone on Facebook when it's a serious relationship. I'm like, fair enough. You use it very different than me, fair enough. So for him, adding someone on Facebook is like, for the rest of us, or for others of us that don't use Facebook in that way, it's like putting that you're in a relationship on Facebook or whatever. It's just like, fair enough. Fair enough. But she was right. He was lying. What shall I get out now? I don't think we need any more cards because I think the reading is very clear. But I do want to get something. I know. This. This one. Secret Unknown or something like that. I don't know. The Heart. Oh, I wish I had the book for this. But I don't. I just have the rip-off Chinese reprint deck. Couldn't find the original in this part of the world. The Heart. Heart's true desires. The heart, of course, being the energy. We are vibrational beings, right? And we are, the energy that we're putting out there is our heart energy. That's the emotional, the electricity is the mind, what we're thinking, what we're focused on. The other stuff, the energy. So that's important, but it's not everything. Our emotional energy is important too. The energy comes from our heart. So people's perception of us is that it's what we think, how we focus, and also our heart energy too. That's what people pick up on. It's what the universe picks up on. It's the essence of you is your heart and your mind energy put together. And so your heart could really be putting it out there. Interesting that the head got hold of a crystal ball there, but the head is just kind of burst into all these thoughts, birds, swords, air, energy, thoughts, all over the place. There's a lot of different thoughts there, pulling you in different directions. The poet. Okay, so the heart, this suggests that your heart energy is very strong at the moment. You know what it is that you want in your heart and you're feeling it. But this suggests that your mind is all over the place. It could be this, it could be that. Like I said, I was pretty sure that my next one would be like gym. Like, even though it's into the boxing, not so much Muay Thai, but jiu-jitsu. So we do have that in common, but the combat sports and all of that. But I wasn't expecting it to be more of the boat thing, which has been a big part of my life, on and off. So that's nice. But that's that kind of head all over the place kind of thing. A lot of different thoughts. What's best for me? Is this best for me? Is that best for me? See, your mind isn't particularly in a very focused, this is what's right for me kind of a way. Your heart is. Your heart knows what it is that you want. In other words, you want love, you want reciprocity, all that kind of thing. But the details of our focus, you're all over the place. It's like, could be this, could be that, could want this, could want that. Not really sure. That's the orphan. Ooh. A lot of this energy lately. The orphan. The one by themselves. The one that doesn't have, it's the inner child, the orphan one, the one that's been left out, the one that was left out, the black sheep, the one that doesn't fit in, the one that wants their person now, the one that wants their community now. It's got something to do with this, mind being all over the place. Your heart's sure on what it wants, but your mind isn't clear yet on the details of what is best for you. The heart knows what's best for you. You know exactly what kind of emotional relationship that you want, how you want to feel and all of that. But the orphan isn't sure what's best for them, of the details, in other words, you meet someone new, you're like, I feel a connection with them, my heart's going out to them, this feels good, I want to be with them. But the mind part of it is this person good for me? Is this what I want? Do they want the same thing? What do I even want? Are they compatible with me? That side of things is all over the place. The poet suggests that it's more fantasy than grounded just yet, and it's got something to do with the feeling left out, feeling different, feeling like you don't belong with the orphan. The ways that you have could be inner child healing coming up. A lot of men don't have social media. They use fake accounts to stalk. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of my past boyfriends have not had social media, for reals, because I do tend to go out with a lot of outdoorsy kind of people that are just not into that, you know. The guy that I was living on the yacht with, he ended up on Facebook, but then he never used it. I got him, I set up a Facebook thing for him, but he just never used it, you know. But yeah, a lot of my boyfriends, no, they haven't, because it it's such a waste of time, social media. I mean, I hardly ever use it. I use it for my business now. I hardly ever, I'm very rarely looking at it, like scrolling and stuff like that. It's such a waste of time. If you've got a business, you ain't going to be doing that. So much better things to do than scroll on social media. And so, yeah, I do tend to have been out with a lot of like entrepreneurs and business people and, you know, got too much going on to want to spend a lot of time on that nonsense, quite frankly. And the guy who got in touch with me last week, I said to him, I didn't think you used Facebook, because that's what he told me before. And he's like, yeah, I've got a couple of accounts. And that's what I accused him of too. Stalking accounts, are they? And he said, no, actually, business accounts for my business because of the targeted marketing. Just uses it for that. And pretty much I'm on there for that, on Facebook especially. But anyway, if you're on Facebook, join our group. I do pay attention to that sometimes. Sometimes. Okay, I think we're pretty clear now on what this reading is about. I hope you are too, anyway. We are in no man's land at the moment while we are getting really clear on what it is that we want. And yes, there's going to be some temptations coming in, but it's for us to say no to that past stuff, or reruns of the past, people with similar energy, while we are sure, while we get even surer of where we're headed. And there's something in the message that came through in your mini reads as well for a couple of you, that it's really important for us to realize our innocence, and perhaps it's the orphan realizing their innocence. I had two beautiful experiences over Christmas. One of them was at the children's Christmas party on the beach, and I was sitting out of the sun because I had my Santa outfit on, and it was really hot, and it was a warm day that day. So I was sitting out of the sun behind this pagoda kind of thing, and there was a dog underneath the bench that was in front of me under the pagoda. And this little girl came up to me, to the dog, in fact, but she put her hand on my leg because she was a little bit scared of the dog, right? She put her hand on my leg, kind of reassurance, and then went very slowly in to pet this dog, right? But looking up at me kind of thing, making sure that I was there. Now, after reading that attached book, I realized what she was doing. She's securely attached, right? Even to me, I'd never met the girl before. She's probably about 2 or 3. And she's doing that secure attached kind of thing. A little bit scared of the dog, checking in with an adult that's right next to her and getting that reassurance from me. I was right there for her in that situation. Now, my inner child, kind of learning from that little girl, because I wasn't secure attached. Oh my God, no, when I was a child. No, I was terrified of adults. I was with scary adults. My parents were not. They were scary people. They weren't people to have a secure attachment at all. No, not at all. And so I never did that kind of thing as a kid. With my parents, never mind anyone else, you know. And so I'm just kind of like, oh, that's what secure children do. Kind of picking that up. And then there was another experience that I had was similar, kind of teaching children, showing me what that secure attachment is like. As if I'm healing my inner child now of like, oh yeah, I wasn't like that at all because I didn't have anyone secure around me to be like that around. Almost, yeah, almost understanding my innocence now. All right, so you might want to look out for that too, especially with this card coming out, the Orphan card, inner child healing around your attachment styles. Something to look out for and be aware of. So there we go. That's what I got for you today. Let's do this all over again on Friday. Hopefully there'll be a bit more people. Welcome everyone that's new. Thank you all of you for your donations. I will be making a pick a card read today, and it's going to be how you're feeling about you. How's your person feeling about you? So check that out later on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click like on this video down there before you click off, and click on that subscribe button with that notification bell as well for my YouTube channel if you're not already a subscriber. Dahlia says a lot about my energy. Yeah, they do. Children and animals that like my energy. And then a little girl bit my finger because I was showing him my nails. I was holding this baby, showing him my nails, and they did look like a little bit like lollies. She grabbed hold of my finger and she bit it really hard. They did look a bit like lollies though. It hurt. She's secure enough to do that. In fact, that little baby, she's secure. She will go to anyone, hey? Not that, like, just anyone holding her because it's all me and my friends and stuff. But this little girl, this little baby, she is secure being held by anyone. She's great. She's so cute too. Anyway, I'm going on. Have a good one, everybody. And I will see you on Friday.